You know what? Some told me to just come on and just share the rest of the video. So I'm gonna just put part two right here, okay? And I'm gonna just share the rest of it. And look, I stopped it on 911. Yeah, 911. All right, check it out.
Driver and three passengers claimed no injuries. The officer cited only minor damage to the car and not even a scratch on the truck. On top of that, the officer sided with the truck driver, arresting the driver of the car.
Now, the more information that the feds would get from witnesses, the more they realized this case was bigger than they initially thought. And as more information began to come out, more indictments began to come out. Even an attorney who allegedly set up over 50 cases and fraudulent claims, even going as far as paying his clients $7,500 immediately after the incident.
This scheme to stage wrecks and then rip off insurance companies, only one lawyer has been charged, and this morning, that man pleaded guilty. Disgraced lawyer Danny Keating left federal court flanked by his lawyer and admitted felon.
He took responsibility, as he did just now in the courtroom.
Charged last year for playing a role in paying people to stage wrecks and then filing fraudulent insurance claims on their behalf, Keating pleaded guilty, changing his plea from not guilty to bilking insurance companies out of a lot of money. What he pleaded guilty to? Conspiracy to commit mail and wire fraud.
This is a major mistake in his life and wrongdoing that he just acknowledged.
In numerous court filings by federal prosecutors, local lawyers are listed as playing a role in the scheme, but they're only identified by letters, like Attorney A and Attorney B.
Local lawyers.
No names are used. So we asked Keating who the other lawyers are.
Say the lawyers.
Who are the other attorneys that are listed in the indictment? Is it possible to say who the other attorneys are who are listed right now?
Travis, you're a great investigative reporter, and I don't think you have to be Sherlock Holmes to figure this one out, so I'll leave that up to you.
It all happens here at this Gentilly truck stop. The guilty plea comes 2.5 years after WDSU Investigates broke this story on staged wrecks in New Orleans, pulling the veil back on how a multi-million-dollar racket was going on. Since our initial story aired in 2018, more than 30 people have been charged with crimes, mostly individuals called slammers, who drive into the 18-wheelers and then claim, with witnesses in their vehicles, that the 18-wheeler was at fault. And big money is involved. In Louisiana, tractor trailers must carry $1 million in liability insurance. As our investigation started to unfold, Louisiana Insurance Commissioner Jim Donelon started to get calls.
About the same time you launched this as an investigation and story and expose, I was being approached by defense lawyers representing trucking companies that they
Welcome everybody to another.
My bad, y'all. Dang. Hold up. Let me get it back.
Did I do something wrong? I'm starting to feel different.
You didn't do anything wrong.
Nobody wins when.
Possibly he became the city.
To answer the door. Garrison was shot. People get arrested and
They admitted to keeping $385,000
My bad, y'all.
in this state. The legislation grew out of media stories like ours. Right now, the feds need to lead investigations into situations like this. And that piece of legislation sailed through the State House and Senate and was signed into law on Wednesday by Governor John Bel Edwards. And it comes as Keating signed documents inside this courthouse admitting guilt. What is his involvement when it comes to cooperation?
Those are questions I can't answer at this time, but you can figure that out for yourself. And he accepted responsibility for what he did today, and he's trying to move on with his life.
So, based on newly released court documents, Keating and his clients fraudulently pulled in, take a look at this number, $1.5 million from insurance companies. They admitted to keeping $385,000, or I should say Keating admitted to that. He admitted to paying a man named Damien LeBeau to stage 31 accidents in New Orleans East and Gentilly. 31. LeBeau has pleaded guilty and is also cooperating with the Fed.
Now, as you heard in that brief clip, family, the attorney who once pled not guilty ended up taking a plea and giving more information. And during this time, this is where now more people get arrested. And the couple who was just recently arrested 5 years later come into play. Now, in that new indictment of the 9 people, a guy that go by the name of Cornelius Garson was also indicted. and unknown to a lot of people, he was also working with the feds for months. It was only days after being arrested, but it was during COVID, September 22nd, 2020. So even though he's supposed to be incarcerated, Garrison was actually home on bail. An
Look at
FBI
the
agent
synchronicity
ended up
on the
revealing some
date.
text messages from a burner account of a cell phone and surveillance footage from a Dollar General store. Finally, the female who lured Garrison to answer the door. Garrison was shot 10 times, with the agent testifying with the trail of bullet casings tracking from his porch to his front living room. As the shooting began, Garrison's last words were directed to his mother, who was in another room. Get down. With so many moving parts.
Friday night, Cornelius Garrison was named as a ringleader in a sprawling federal indictment exposing insurance fraud involving staged truck accidents. 4 days later, on Tuesday night, he became the city's latest murder victim.
Well, it's shocking. And what we don't know was it a random act or was it connected to this case?
Garrison's public defender went so far as to say, quote, "You have to be the village idiot not to see the connection." Garrison was one of 9 defendants indicted Friday, joining 21 others charged previously. And like several of those defendants who already pleaded guilty, we have confirmed through multiple sources that Garrison had been working with the feds for months.
Was this a cooperating witness that was retaliated against and silenced because of his cooperation?
Duh.
From previous stories in our highway robbery investigative series,
had to be
we
in
connected
on it?
attorney Vanessa Mata and her fiance, Sean Alfordish, to accident lawsuits that have been halted due to the criminal probe. The indictment of Garrison goes a step further, spelling out his 6-figure settlement arranged by Mata, identified as Garrison's attorney in his accident lawsuit, but referred to in the indictment only as Attorney B. The indictment also seems to point to Mata's fiance, convicted felon and disbarred attorney Sean Alfordish, as co-conspirator A. The document lists Garrison's attorney using co-conspirator B's property at the time when Mata was using Alfordish's building in Kenner, and that Garrison's $650,000 settlement check was sent there. Mata's attorney, Dane Cialino, said his client was shocked by Garrison's killing and said she could not have been involved in staging the 6-figure accident with him because she was still in